Greetings and welcome to Facts You Might Not Know About a Charlie Brown Christmas. Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and the Peanuts gang have been entertaining people since Charles Schulz's comic strip debuted in 1950. Eventually, the group would make the move to television, joining fellow Christmas classic staple Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. While Linus' love of the Great Pumpkin has risen in fame, A Charlie Brown Christmas is still the definitive Peanuts special. Cue the jazz score and dig into these 20 facts about these Christmas classics. It introduced Peanuts to a new medium. Schulz's comic strip had grown in popularity in the decade and changed that it had been in existence. An attempt to branch out from the funny pages was inevitable. It all began with A Charlie Brown Christmas. This 1965 special was the first one for the Peanuts gang. The spark began with a documentary idea. Producer Lee Mendelson had wanted to make a documentary for TV about Schulz and Peanuts. Schulz agreed to the idea, and Schulz also recommended animators Bill Melendez for the project, which needed a bit of animation. They couldn't find a home for the project, but these three all ended up working together on A Charlie Brown Christmas. You can thank Coca-Cola for the special. Mendelson got a call informing him that Coca-Cola Company wanted to sponsor a special for the holiday season. This is where the idea of a Peanuts Christmas special began. However, the soft drink juggernauts definitely put the project under a time crunch. They wanted a full outline of what A Charlie Brown Christmas would be less than a week after pitching their interest. And once they heard the outline and agreed to sponsor it, they then wanted it ready to air in early December, giving Schulz, Mendelson, and Mendes just 6 months to complete the project. Schulz came up with a lot of the ideas himself. Schulz wrote the script for A Charlie Brown Christmas, though he collaborated with Mendes, who did storyboards, and Mendelson was involved as well. However, much of what we think of as being at the core of this special came from the man who created the character. He came up with Charlie Brown's Tree and also the jazz-heavy score. Most notably, Schulz is the one who wanted Linus to straight up read a Bible verse. His collaborators were concerned it would be controversial, but Schulz was very persistent on this. They avoided a TV staple. Laugh tracks were staples of television in the 60s. If you were a comedy, you either had a live studio audience or a laugh track was used. Even in animation, Mendelson wanted to use a laugh track for Charlie Brown's Christmas, but Schulz didn't want one. Once again, Schulz won out, and the special has no laugh track. They had to create a new dynamic for the characters. By doing a television special, the Peanuts, characters were given voices for the first time. That means they had to figure out what these characters would sound like. They decided that Charlie Brown would sound blah, while Lucy would be bold, for example. Additionally, they also decided Snoopy would not talk. The casting choice were also unusual. Instead of hiring adult actors to voice children as cartoons often do, A Charlie Brown Christmas decided to use actual child actors. This made things more complicated from a casting standing point. Sometimes the kids also needed to be told their lines, as their reading skills were not necessarily up to the snuff. Peter Robinson, who voiced Charlie Brown, has joked that when he was first given lines readings by Melendez, he also mimicked his Mexican accent. Melendez did double duty. Snoopy couldn't talk, but he does make noises. Those noises were provided by Melendez himself. He recorded himself making gibberish noises and then sped them up so they wouldn't sound human. Lucy is unusually casual with Charlie Brown. Peppermint Patty calls him Chuck, and Lucy calls him Charlie Brown. When Lucy is talking to her downtrodden compatriot, she always refers to him by his full name. This is true for every future special and almost primarily for this one, except once in A Charlie Brown Christmas, Lucy calls him just Charlie for the one and only time. It's an adult-free zone. Eventually, Charlie Brown's teacher would be added to the animated mix, though her voice was never heard, but that would be in later specials. In A Charlie Brown Christmas, there are no adult characters. The music was unconventional. There are traditional Christmas songs in the special, a couple of which were sung by a church choir from San Rafael, California. However, much of the music was composed by Vince Gardelli, a jazz musician. One of Gardelli's songs he wrote was the famous Christmas Time Is Here. However, Mendelssohn is the one that wrote the lyrics, which he said he did in 15 minutes. Nevertheless, the soundtrack is in the Grammy Hall of Fame. They finished the special just under the wire. Melendez and Mendelssohn thought they could get the special done in time for the broadcast, and they did. That being said, they didn't finish with a ton of time to spare. A Charlie Brown Christmas was completed a mere 10 days before it aired. Expectations were not optimistic. Once the special was finished, spirits were not high. Melendez believed he had directed a flop, saying that they had killed it. He was using killed in the modern vernacular. CBS executives were also negative on the special, and Mendelssohn has said that had the special been scheduled for even a week later, it would have never have aired. However, it was a big success. A Charlie Brown Christmas preempted the Munsters on December 9th, 1965, and it finished second in the ratings that night to Bonanza. Of course, back then, it meant that roughly 45% of all TV viewers were watching the special. It also got positive critical reviews and ended up winning an Emmy of Outstanding Children's Program. It became a television staple. In the end, A Charlie Brown Christmas was a big hit. It aired on CBS annually from the initial debut in 1965 all the way through 2000. At that point, ABC got the rights and aired it from 2001 through 2019. They also produced a documentary hosted by Whoopi Goldberg to air alongside in it in 2001. A Charlie Brown Christmas is now a part of the modern TV landscape. Back when the special first aired, there were 3 channels, and almost half of the people watching TV watched it. Things have changed. Apple TV Plus now owns the rights to all Peanuts media. This includes the TV special. However, the agreement says that Apple TV Plus must make A Charlie Brown Christmas free to view for 3 days around the holidays every year. Several changes have been made to the special throughout the years. The initial broadcast of the special featured several references to Coca-Cola. However, as the years went out and laws changed, all those references were removed. Over the years, other changes were made to the special. Mostly they were corrections to errors in the animation and sound effects. Throughout one scene of Linus throwing a snowball at a tin can has been removed for some reason as well. The success of this special led to more. After A Charlie Brown Christmas hit, 4 more Peanut specials were immediately greenlit. The whole Peanuts juggernaut began with this one. It also changed the trajectory of Melendez's career. He would go on to direct over 20 Peanut specials, including It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown and A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. There's a stage adaptation. In 2013, the Schulz family and Mendelssohn authorized an official stage version of A Charlie Brown Christmas. It follows the plot of the television special and includes the Vince Guaraldi music on top of that. It ends with a sing-along of Christmas songs. It's not a big play like you would see on Broadway, but instead gets listened out to churches, schools, and what have you. It may have killed the aluminum tree. In the late 50s and early 60s, aluminum Christmas trees had become a fad. A Charlie Brown Christmas is very much against these aluminum trees, and it may have played a role in killing the fad. Many feel like A Charlie Brown Christmas is the reason these fake trees were no longer popular, and by 1967 these trees were no longer being manufactured. So there you go, guys. Facts you might not know about A Charlie Brown Christmas. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for more videos like this, and thank you very much for watching. It's very appreciated, and I'll see you around the broom somewhere.